Hello, 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 everybody. It's your girl Ashley, the amateur expert, coming to you live today for this episode of Talk Tuesday. If this is your first time joining us, we're going to have a conversation with our guest, and we're going to talk to her about her career path, her idea of success today compared to her idea of success now, as well as the tips and motivators that she used along the way. So as soon as she gets in the room, we will get started. And she's here, so I'm excited for you guys to listen to her story and journey. Thank you all for joining us.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you, Ashley?
I am doing so well today. Thank you so much for being our guest today.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm so excited. Hi, everyone.
So we connected like a couple of months ago, and
Yes, we did.
love to see how your platform has been flourishing, and
you.
you're doing so much great work. So if you can, please introduce yourself, tell us who you are and what you are doing currently for work.
Yes. Well, hello, everyone. For anyone I haven't had the pleasure of meeting before, my name is Kanique Swinson. I'm the CEO and founder of Soul Sister Network, and we are a digital platform right now that focuses all about women of color and the principles of manifestation, healing, connection, and authenticity. And long story short, what that means is I just wanted to create a platform where women can see themselves in other women on a digital platform, creating their best life, whatever that means, whether that be like finding your best love, getting your skin together, getting your hair together, just getting yourself together on every level, and just knowing that you are worth it and that you're worthy and that you deserve it. So that's the principle of Soul Sister Network. Yes.
So important, and you do such a great job executing your
Thank
goal
you.
and your vision. So when you were a little girl, tell me what was your dream? What did you want to be when you grew up, and why?
When I was little, okay, the first job I really wanted to have was a teacher, and I think that was because they would always boss people around. So I was like, I could do that. Like, I would be so good at telling people what to do. Um, but after that died down, I really, really got into fashion designing, and I became obsessed with Kimora Lee Simmons in like second grade, I think. And I loved that, right? I'm like, okay, this is a throwback. Shout out to Kimora, wherever she is, whatever she's doing in life. I was so obsessed, right? I was so obsessed with Baby Fat Girl, so obsessed. And now, hindsight, I think it was because she spent time making women of color feel and look good. And I think that's what I still do in a way today. But that is definitely what I used to want to be. Like, signed, sealed, delivered. I had like a fake sketchbook that I had, girl. I was like, but I couldn't draw. Anyways, like, it was a lot. But yes, like you said, I was into it. I was committed. Okay.
I love it. And so what was your idea of success at that time?
At that time when I was a baby, I guess to me, success at that time, well, even actually from young up until college, I would say my idea of success was the same. It was like setting one goal and meeting that one goal and not being able to like deter from it, if that makes sense. Because to me, if you didn't reach the one goal you were going for, then that means you weren't successful, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. And so you have had sort of, I won't say a streamlined journey, right? Because you haven't said that, but it seems like your goal of, or what you were inspired from Kimora doing is sort of translated into the work that you're doing now. And so could you give us just a little bit of the journey of how you got there, and maybe what made you want to start the Soul Sister Network?
Yes. So my journey has been like kind of all over the place. For the most part, my expertise and experience lies in entertainment, in like the entertainment industry. So when I graduated college, I graduated from Syracuse in 2016, and my first career out of college was actually working in the music industry. So I was working in the marketing department at Rock Nation, and I worked there for a year. And then I moved over to Young Money Cash Money and Republic Records, where I worked with them for about 2 years. After that, I went over to a performing arts center, Lincoln Center of Performing Arts here in Manhattan, and then I ended up working on Broadway, and I worked there for a year. So everything I've done so far has kind of been about entertainment and music,
Right.
and the spirit of what I always wanted to do is just kind of make people feel good. And it always was about people of color. No matter what job I hopped from, I always kind of carried my identity with me. But I never truly felt fulfilled. I think when I got the job in the entertainment industry at first, it's like one of those jobs that I feel like it's really glorified and it's hard to get. So it looks sexy on the outside. So I was like, girl, you made it. Like, you did it. People like want to do what you do. You feel good. You look
You're in the
good.
room.
Like, that's what's up. Yes, I'm like, I'm in the room. But I realized when I was in the room, I was like, okay, this isn't what I want. And when I was living, because I live in Brooklyn, New York now, I went to like I forgot how I heard about this particular organization, but I went to a meeting and it was all about like bonding and being authentic with women. And when I got there, I realized, you know, again, no shade, but it was just a group of white women.
Right.
And I was like, I love this space. I love that people can talk and be authentic. And as I was talking and being authentic, I realized no one could understand what I was talking about. And I couldn't understand what they were talking about because my worries and my traumas and all the things that I was working through were very different. You know, like I'm, you know, trying to figure out like, am I worth success, and how do I heal all this generational trauma and all those deep questions. And when I get into these rooms, these girls are talking about, I don't know what daycare to send my dog to. And again, I'm not throwing stones
You guys
at
just didn't have
anybody's struggles. We just didn't have
the shared
you get it.
shared experiences.
Yes, girl, you get it. I was like, okay. And that was about 5 years ago.
Okay.
And I was like, I really want to start something for women of color like this. And I had so many excuses of why it wouldn't work out, why it couldn't work out. I would tell myself it already existed, and I just drug my feet on starting it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until the last day of 2019. And let me tell you why I even launched Soul Sister Network when I did. It was because I had already paid for a logo, and the bottom of the logo says established 2019. And I kept putting it off and I kept putting it off. And the next thing I know, it's New Year's Eve, girl, and it's like 10 o'clock at night on December 31st of 2019. And I'm like, but you don't want to pay to get the logo updated, so just throw it up. So
you gotta do it.
Exactly. So that was what made me push it out into the world. But I didn't really dive deep into it until April of this year. And then after I did, it took me a while to find my voice. I was like trying to sound like all the other healing pages. And then eventually I found my voice in a platform that at first I think had like 100 followers, and they were all my friends, y'all. Ended up like, that's how you gotta start. Shout out to the people that supported in the beginning. And now it's over 3,200 followers, and it's only been like 2 or 3 months that I really committed to launching it. So that's long story short, kind of how I got there. But yeah, it's been a fun journey, and one that I'm glad I took the first step on, because had someone told me this in the beginning, I probably wouldn't have believed them, you know, or thought I was even worth it. But now, you know, hindsight's 2020. So now I'm like, okay, we here.
And doing it. And so what is your idea of success today?
Today, ooh, that's a good question, because it is so different. Success before, like I was saying, meant like, okay, I'm going to set my eyes on the prize, and when I hit it, like, it, you know, it's done. Now success to me is, I base everything on my feelings and how I feel. So in addition to Soul Sister Network, I'm also a mindset and a manifestation coach. And I started doing that after I coached myself, basically, on changing my mindset and how I looked at my life, right? And the biggest thing I realized, which was a big point for me, is focusing on feeling good every day. So to me, success is making sure that I feel good every day as a person or as like a business. So if I feel good at the end of the day about what I put out for Soul Sister Network, it's a good day. And I also honor where I'm at on that particular day. Like, life is teaching me that my best on Monday is not going to be my best on Wednesday, and vice versa. And it's okay. Like, you don't have to have like content that goes viral every single day. Like, sometimes you just kind of got to go through the motions, you know? So that definitely is my new definition of success. Yeah.
I love it. And why do you think it changed for you? Why do you think that changed?
Girl, life has a way of like waking you up, girl. My life woke me up for real. I had all these like fake perceptions of what success should be. It should be like having this big fancy job where you make a lot of money. And then when I got it, I was like, okay, I don't feel good doing it, you know?
Yeah.
So that was one thing, but now it's completely different. And once I realized that the tea is just making sure that you feel good, I was like, oh, if that's the tea, I could do that every day. So if that means every day, Ashlee, so that means if I gotta wake up and dance around my house in circles to feel good, that's what I do. If that means I gotta work out that day, that's what I do. And I just listen to my body and my mind on what that particular day will hold. But I found that with my old ideals for success, I felt so empty. You know, and it also left room for me to be validated externally. I felt like when I was in my old positions, I was constantly looking for someone to tell me, good job, Kanique, you know, you're doing great. Or I needed like a boss to tell me like, you're killing this role. Now life has kind of taught me that whether somebody sees that value that you're adding or not, as long as you're doing your best, you're the shit. Like that's my key now. And now that I know that, I carry myself differently. And I think that that's why the world responds to me a little bit differently now, because I'm not constantly looking for someone or some situation to tell me that I'm doing good, if that makes sense.
No, that's perfect. And I think you inadvertently just answered my next question, which is, what is something that you have learned or you're still in the process of learning that you wish you had learned sooner?
I mean, that definitely. I feel like one thing that I've been teaching myself how to do is to give myself grace. And I keep hearing that message here and there. And I even had like a really good conversation with one of my close friends a couple of weeks ago. You know how it is when like you get out of a pattern and you're like, yes, I made it. I don't got to deal with that no more. And then it kind of comes back around and you're like, excuse me, I thought we fixed this already.
I thought I learned the lesson.
I thought I learned the lesson. God, what is happening? So I had that moment like about a week and a half ago. And one of my friends was like, girl, like, you know, take a breath. Like, you don't have to figure out everything. It's okay. Take a breath. Give yourself grace. And I was like, you know what? I love that. And that's a lesson I've been kind of learning as I go, for sure. Because it's so easy to be hard on yourself, especially when you see a goal that you want to get to. Yep. I just have to constantly remind myself that like healing, it's like the whole thing, like Rome wasn't built in a day. That's easier said than done. But it's just a constant reminder to myself on this journey that I won't know everything, you know, and I need to give myself space to learn it as I go.
And as Michael Todd says, progression over perfection. As long as you're making the strides to do it, it doesn't matter if it's not pretty. Just keep going and, you know, keep working along as you go.
Exactly. Yes. I love that.
Yes, that's my motto.
Yes. Come on,
motto. So tell me this. What do you use as motivation? How have you kept yourself motivated along your journey?
Yes, motivation, girl. Honestly, it depends on the day, but I'm notorious for watching Oprah's Super Soul Sundays. She has in a podcast form too. So as you're just living your day, you can listen to Oprah and whatever wonderful guest she has on to come and give you the tea. That's how I stay motivated. I have a lot of, like, honestly, I think I have like 5 or 6 devotional journals that I have, and it just depends on my mood which one I pull out. Ayanna Van Zant has one. I honestly should have had it right beside me, but it's in the other room. It's specific, it's devotional. I think it's called Acts of Faith, and it's the devotional specifically for people of color. And I love it. It gives you like a good quote, like a nice parable, an affirmation at the bottom, and a question that you can ask yourself as you leave the day. Love it. That's how I stay motivated. Music. I'm really big in music. That probably is just from my past career. But good feeling music makes me feel good on like a soul core level, girl. Like it wakes me up. So if I'm like, that's the biggest mood shifter for me. Like one of the things that I teach as a mindset coach is about mood shifters, because your mindset is all about how you're feeling. So one of the quickest mood shifters for me, something that can get me feeling like really low to really high quickly, is like a good song. Like give me like a
I was
nice
gonna
like
say, list me.
70s or like
Okay.
80s Isley Brothers kind of vibe,
Okay.
or like
Okay. Okay.
cookout music. Like that's
Mhm.
like my
Mhm.
yep,
Mhm.
cookout music, or like a nice
That's good.
gospel music,
Yep.
or like some Janae Aoku, or like Erica Badu, Jill Scott. Give me some neo soul. Give
For sure.
me neo soul and like oldies and classics,
Yep.
and
No,
that's
I,
it.
I I totally
Hmm.
catch that. And it does depend on what you're going through at that part at
Yes.
that time, right? Like so sometimes
Hmm.
you need to feel the nostalgic of or the
Hmm.
nostalgia of the cookout. And sometimes you just need
Yes.
a good boohoo cry from an old gospel hit that is just gonna take you there and bring you right
It
back to
will
where
take
you
you. That's the thing about gospel music. It takes you there. So when I'm like, you know what, I just need this release real quick, gospel music will get me there, because I'm like, wow, I'm thinking about all this, but I'm so grateful. Shout
Yep.
out to God. You're the one. You're it. So that you're right. It takes you to a different place.
It
Yes.
does. And I think
Hmm.
that's a very good point. And I use those tools as well. So thank you for sharing that. Um, so I want to give you a chance to let people know how they can get in contact with you. I want to give you a chance to let people know exactly what you offer. I know you do
Yes.
some sessions personally, like one-on-one. I know you
Mhm.
do some group stuff. I know you're going live. So let us know what you're doing, how we can keep up with you.
Yes. So Soul Sister Network, which this is great. It's been a long time since I've been interviewed. And one of the biggest things I do on Soul Sister Network is I interview someone every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And the session is called Master Manifestors. And we talk to a woman of color, and she just walks us through something dope that she has manifested. We've had some great people up there. We've had like chefs and music journalists and influencers and models. And it's like, one of those things that's kind of like grown legs and people are like really into and I'm
Yeah.
into. So that's the biggest thing that we have on the platform now. I actually have an event coming up that I'm releasing information about that tomorrow. So if you
Okay.
guys aren't following Soul Sister Network, be sure to follow and you'll get an update about that as well. But those are like the two biggest things we have coming up. And then other than that, on more of the mindset coaching level, is I do work one-on-one with clients. The biggest thing is like I just kind of have people reach out to me directly on my page at Kanique Can Manifest, or you can like slide into the DMs on Soul Sister Network too, because it's just me back there. Um, and I just do it on like a case-by-case basis. It depends on what the person needs, but my job as a mindset coach is basically just to help you along your process of getting your things together. So like if you got a lot of trauma built up, then I'll help you with tools that I've used or tools that I've studied along my journey to, release that trauma and just kind of be a constant, not friend, but like a soul friend, if that
Hmm.
makes sense. Just help
For
you
sure.
along your path. And it's definitely something that I wish I had when I
Yeah.
was on my journey, girl, because like in the beginning, I was like, I don't know how to do this. I'm stressed. I got all this trauma built up. People keep talking about ancestors. What does that mean? Can they help me? Like
Where
it
are
was
they?
just, where are they? Because I'm thinking, it was, it was just so much. So if there's anyone out there who's watching this that you feel like you need a soul friend, come talk to me. It does cost, but it just depends on the person. Like because my goal in life is just to help women who look like me. So if you're in need, just hit me and we'll figure out the details after. But yeah, those are the biggest things.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank
A
you.
soul friend, I like that.
Yes.
So as we're wrapping up, I am the amateur expert and I claim to know a little bit about a lot. So if you
Ow.
could please share with me a random tidbit of information, a fun fact,
Ooh.
or your favorite quote, just anything that I can say
Yes.
Kanique taught me.
Oh, yes. I love this. Okay,
Hmm.
let me think, because now I'm like, okay. Um, hmm. I feel like I gave a good one with the mindset. Um, one of the biggest mood shifters that has helped me along my journey
Okay.
is to write down every morning 3 things that you're grateful for.
Mm.
It starts your day off super high vibe. And some days it'll be like, oh, I'm grateful for this person, or I'm grateful for this event that happened. And other days it might just be like, look, I'm just grateful to have a roof over my head. I'm thankful for oxygen. Like, it just depends on where you are. But
For
if you
sure.
do, yes, if you find a way to be thankful and grateful every day on the spectrum of like feelings and vibrations, right? Like, I don't want to get too technical, but every feeling has a vibration. So the feeling that's the highest on that vibration scale is gratitude. So if there's a time when anyone out there, you, whoever's watching, is feeling down, the quickest way to get out of it is to start thinking of things that you're grateful for and reminding yourself that no matter what it looks like on the outside, you have something to be grateful for. And because you're vibrating on that gratitude level, you will start to attract additional things to be grateful for, because that's already how you're vibrating.
I love that.
Yes, that's my one little tidbit, y'all.
Thank you so much for sharing that with me. So
Thank
I am
you.
grateful for you. I'm grateful for your platform, and I'm
Thank
grateful
you.
that you are sharing your knowledge with my platform. So thank you so much.
Yes.
My mood has been shifted.
Yes, come on, mood shift. Yes.
And thank you again. So you want to just drop your handles one more time, and then I'll put all that information in the show notes.
Yes. So my personal handle is at Kanique Can Manifest, and Kanique is Kanique, like unique, just with a K. And Soul Sister Network is just at Soul Sister Network. And thank you so much, Ashlee. I am grateful for this conversation. I'm grateful for the people that came and watched. I know everything happens for a reason. So whoever is watching this, there's a reason that you're here getting this message today. So I'm just thankful that I can come and give it to you. And I'm thankful that the woman I'm talking to is another woman of color. That is what I'm thankful for today. And you are hustling. And I'm just so proud of you. Like, we started talking a couple months ago. And since then, I feel like we both have like shifted dramatically. Yes, sis. You're so welcome.
Last thing we have to do is we have to be still for like 3 seconds and smile at the camera so that we can have a still a photo to choose for Instagram. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Thank you.
That's actually kind of cute.
Okay, everyone. Thank you for listening. And this will be up on all the platforms later. Have a great day. Be grateful.
Yes.